and welcome. My name is Sarah Jane Hobbs, and I am the director of this year's DVHS production, Much Ado About Nothing. These students were not about to let a pandemic stop them from presenting this play to you somehow, and in March they decided they still would meet weekly on Zoom. I am very proud of their flexibility, commitment, and creativity. As we continue to hope for a well-produced and shortened radio version, we ask you today to enjoy this Zoom version, where your imagination will be needed to create the scenes for us. Travel with us to the Italian seaside community of Messina, Leonato's villa, as he welcomes soldiers returning from war. Enjoy.
I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort, and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro, he hath borne himself, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
He hath an uncle here, and Messina will be very much glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better is it to weep at joy than to joy at weeping?
Pray you, is Signor Mountanto returned from the wars, or no?
I know none of that name, lady. There is none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as ever he was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service in these wars, lady.
You had musty victual, and he hath hoped to eat it. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There's a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with one. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is it possible?
Very easily possible. He wears his faith but as a fashion of his hat. It ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. God help the noble Claudio. If he hath caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
Do, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
Don Pedro has approached.
Good Signor Leonato, you are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of this world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
I think this is your daughter?
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no.
Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders, for all Messina is like him as she is.
I wonder that you still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she hath such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict?
It is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. I'm of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a scratched face.
Well, scratching could not make it worse, 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good the continuer. But keep your way, I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all, Leonato. Senior Claudio and Senior Benedict. My dear friend, Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at least a month.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please it your grace to lead on.
Your hands, Leonato, we will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of King Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me as an honest man should do for my simple true judgment?
I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise.
Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her, that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow. Come, in what key shall a man take you to go in a song?
In mine eye, she's the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There is her cousin, who, an she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is it come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
What secret hath you held here that you followed not to Leonato's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
Hear you, Count Claudio. I can be secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so. But on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance. He is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
If this were so, so were it uttered.
Like the old tale, my lord, it is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed, God forbid it should be so.
Well, if my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise.
Amen, if you love her. The lady is very well worthy.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord.
By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee ere I die look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me. And he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, as time shall try. In time, this savage bull doth bear the yoke. Good Senior Benedict, repair thee to Leonato's. Commend me to him, and tell him that I shall not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made a great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I commit you. Ere you flout old ends any further, examine your conscience, and so I leave you.
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how, and thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonato any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord, when you went onward in this ended action, I looked on her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now that we are returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant, the rooms come thronging, soft and delicate desires all prompting me how fair young Hero is, and saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
If thou dost love the fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her.
How sweetly you do minister to love, you that know love's grief by its complexion.
And I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have a revelling tonight, and I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I am Claudio. Then, in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with a force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then afterward to her father will I break, and the conclusion is, she shall be thine.
How now, brother? Where is my cousin, your son? Hath he provided this music?
He is very busy about it. But, brother, I have strange news I can tell you that you yet dreamt not of.
Are they good?
The Prince and Count Claudio were walking in mine orchard, and were thus overheard by a young man of mine. The Prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in the dance. And if he found her accordant, he made to take the present time of the talk, and instantly break with you of it.
Hath the fellow any wit that told you this?
A good sharp fellow. I'll send for him, and then question him yourself.
No, no. We will hold it as a dream, till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter with all that she may be the better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you and tell her of it.
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessings brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait on no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show of this, till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest.
I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace. And it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man. It must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of this discontent?
I make all the use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news brought you?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire. And who? Which way looks he?
Mary, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
A very forward march chick. How came you to this?
As I was smoking a musty room, comes me the prince and Claudio hand in hand in sad conference. I wished to be behind the heiress, and there I heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him in any way, I bless myself in every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Would the cook were of my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We'll wait upon your lordship.
Hello everybody, my name is Sarah Jane Hobbs, and I am here to present to you the Zoom version of Much Ado About Nothing.